It is more honorable to have courage enough to use the strength that is in you than to spend your life lamenting the lack of it. Musashi Miyamoto, they tell you willpower is a muscle, that you can simply flex it, strain it, and watch it grow stronger. They paint this picture of endless potential, a limitless reservoir of grit just waiting to be tapped. It's a lie. A comforting, digestible lie designed to keep you complacent. Willpower isn't a muscle, it's a finite resource, a currency you spend with every decision, every resistance to temptation, every act of conscious effort. This is the truth the self-help gurus and motivational speakers conveniently omit, the truth that separates those who achieve true mastery from those who remain trapped in the endless cycle of striving. The world thrives on your weakness, on your inability to control your impulses. Advertisements, social media, instant gratification, they're all designed to deplete your willpower, to render you docile and easily manipulated, to bend you to their will. You are not born with unlimited mental strength. You must forge it. Recognize the insidious forces that seek to drain you. Understand that every yes to the trivial is a no to your potential. The path to mastery is not about constantly exerting more willpower. It's about strategically allocating what you have, protecting it from unnecessary depletion, and building systems that minimize the need for it in the first place. Think of a siege. A castle doesn't simply resist attack after attack indefinitely. It strengthens its walls, streamlines its supply lines, and minimizes its vulnerabilities. It anticipates the enemy's moves and prepares accordingly. So must you. Don't fall for the illusion of limitless potential. Embrace the reality of finite resources and learn to wield them with ruthless efficiency. This isn't about fleeting motivation. It's about constructing an unbreakable mental fortress. Willpower isn't just about resisting temptation. It's about proactively designing your life to minimize temptation's power. It's about creating environments and routines that support your goals, rather than constantly fighting against them. Imagine a smoker trying to quit while surrounded by cigarettes and lighters. Their willpower is constantly being tested, constantly depleted. A more strategic approach would be to remove all temptations from their environment, to create a space where smoking is simply not an option. This is not weakness, it's intelligent resource management. You are conserving your willpower for the battles that truly matter, the ones you cannot avoid. Think of it as preemptive defense, not constant warfare. Don't exhaust yourself fighting skirmishes when you can fortify your position and dictate the terms of engagement. The world will always present you with opportunities to squander your mental energy. The key is to recognize these traps and avoid them, to build a life that minimizes the need for constant willpower exertion. This is the foundation of true self-discipline, not brute force, but strategic design. The illusion of control is perhaps the most dangerous trap of all. We believe we can handle anything, resist any temptation, overcome any obstacle through sheer force of will. But this is a fallacy. The mind is not an invincible machine. It's a complex system with limitations and vulnerabilities. To truly bend your will to shape reality, you must understand these limitations and work within them. This means acknowledging your weaknesses, identifying your triggers, and developing strategies to mitigate their impact. It's about being honest with yourself, brutally honest, about what you can and cannot handle. This honesty is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of intelligence. It allows you to focus your energy on areas where you can make a real difference, rather than wasting it on futile battles against your own nature. True mastery begins with self-awareness, with a clear understanding of your own capabilities and limitations. Only then can you begin to build a mental framework that is both resilient and effective. Psychological warfare begins within. You are your own greatest enemy, your own most formidable opponent. The voices of doubt, fear, and self-sabotage are constantly whispering in your ear, attempting to undermine your efforts and derail your progress. To overcome these internal adversaries, you must learn to recognize their tactics and develop counter-strategies. This means challenging your negative thoughts, questioning your limiting beliefs, and refusing to be swayed by your own self-doubt. It's about cultivating a mindset of unwavering self-belief, a conviction that you are capable of achieving your goals, regardless of the obstacles you face. This is not about blind optimism. It's about rational self-confidence, based on a clear understanding of your own strengths and capabilities. You must become your own mental coach, your own unwavering advocate, constantly reinforcing your resolve and reminding yourself of your potential. External validation is a dangerous addiction. Seeking approval from others is a surefire way to relinquish control of your own will. When you become dependent on the opinions of others, you are no longer acting according to your own values and goals. You are simply trying to please others, to gain their acceptance and approval. This is a recipe for mediocrity and unhappiness. True self-mastery requires independence of thought and action, the ability to make decisions based on your own internal compass, regardless of what others may think or say. This doesn't mean being insensitive or dismissive of others' opinions. It means prioritizing your own values and goals and refusing to be swayed by the whims of external pressure. The path to mastery is often a solitary one, requiring the courage to stand alone and pursue your own vision, even when it is unpopular or misunderstood. Fear is a powerful motivator, but it is also a crippling force. It can paralyze you with doubt and prevent you from taking the necessary risks to achieve your goals. To overcome fear, you must learn to confront it directly, to examine its source and challenge its validity. Often, fear is based on irrational beliefs or past experiences that are no longer relevant. By identifying these underlying causes, you can begin to dismantle the fear's power and reclaim control of your own actions. This doesn't mean being reckless or disregarding potential dangers. It means assessing risks rationally and making informed decisions, rather than being driven by irrational fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to act in spite of fear, to move forward even when you are uncertain or afraid. This is the essence of mental resilience, the ability to overcome obstacles and setbacks, to learn from your mistakes, and to continue moving forward regardless of the challenges you face. Your environment is a reflection of your mind. A cluttered, disorganized space reflects a cluttered, disorganized mind. To cultivate mental clarity and focus, you must create an environment that supports these qualities. This means decluttering your physical space, eliminating distractions, and creating a dedicated workspace that is conducive to concentration and productivity. This is not simply about aesthetics. It's about creating a mental sanctuary, a place where you can focus on your goals without being bombarded by external stimuli. The same principle applies to your digital environment. Unsubscribe from unnecessary emails, unfollow distracting social media accounts, and create a digital workspace that is organized and efficient. By consciously shaping your environment, you can significantly enhance your mental clarity and focus, making it easier to bend your will to shape reality. The power of ritual is often underestimated. Establishing consistent routines and rituals can significantly enhance your self-discipline and productivity. These rituals create a framework for your day, providing structure and predictability in a chaotic world. They can also serve as mental triggers, signaling to your brain that it's time to focus and get to work. A morning ritual, for example, might include meditation, exercise, and a healthy breakfast. This sets the tone for the day, priming your mind and body for optimal performance. Similarly, an evening ritual might include journaling, reading, and relaxation techniques, helping you to unwind and prepare for sleep. By incorporating these rituals into your daily life, you can create a powerful force for self-improvement, reinforcing your habits and strengthening your willpower. Sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Chronic sleep deprivation significantly impairs cognitive function, reducing your ability to focus, concentrate, and make decisions. It also weakens your willpower, making you more susceptible to temptation and impulsive behavior. To maximize your mental performance, you must prioritize sleep. Aim for at least 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night, and establish a consistent sleep schedule to regulate your body's natural circadian rhythm. Create a sleep-friendly environment by making your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool. Avoid caffeine and alcohol before bed, and establish a relaxing bedtime routine to help you unwind. By prioritizing sleep, you are investing in your mental health and enhancing your ability to bend your will to shape reality. The strategic use of constraints can be a powerful tool for enhancing creativity and productivity. By limiting your options or imposing artificial restrictions, you can force yourself to think outside the box and find innovative solutions. For example, a writer might impose a word count limit on a story, forcing them to be more concise and impactful. A painter might limit their color palette, challenging them to create depth and complexity with fewer resources. These constraints can spark new ideas and force you to think in new ways. They can also help you to overcome procrastination by providing a clear and defined framework for your work. By embracing constraints, you can unlock your creative potential and enhance your ability to bend your will to shape reality. Resilience is not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it. Everyone experiences setbacks and failures in life. The key is not to be discouraged by these experiences, but to use them as opportunities for growth and learning. Analyze your mistakes, identify the lessons you can learn, and adjust your approach accordingly. Don't dwell on the past, focus on the future and how you can improve. Cultivate a growth mindset, believing that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work and dedication. This mindset will allow you to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and ultimately achieve your goals. True mastery is not about being perfect. It's about being resilient, about being able to bounce back from adversity and continue moving forward. The human mind is a complex and powerful tool. Learning to understand its intricacies is the first step to mastery. Consider a scenario ripped straight from the arena of high-stakes business, where fortunes are made and broken on the strength of a single deal, where ambition clashes with ruthless pragmatism. Picture a young entrepreneur, brimming with innovative ideas and armed with a meticulously crafted business plan, walks into a room filled with seasoned investors. He's seeking funding, the lifeblood of his nascent company, the fuel that will propel his vision into reality. He pitches his concept with passion, conviction radiating from every pore. He believes in his product, in his team, in the potential for explosive growth. The investors listen, their faces betraying nothing, their eyes sharp and calculating. They've seen hundreds of pitches like this, each one promising the next big thing. They've learned to dissect the presentation, to identify the weaknesses, to assess the risk. After the pitch, the questions begin. They are not gentle inquiries seeking clarification. They are targeted strikes designed to expose vulnerabilities, to test the entrepreneur's resolve. What's your competitive advantage? How will you scale? What's your exit strategy? Each question is a probe digging deeper into the foundations of the business plan. The entrepreneur answers, parrying the thrusts, defending his position. But the investors are relentless. They press harder, attacking the assumptions, challenging the projections, scrutinizing the details. The atmosphere in the room thickens, the air heavy with unspoken doubts and hidden agendas. The entrepreneur begins to sweat, his confidence wavering. He starts to stumble, his answers becoming less precise, less convincing. He feels the pressure mounting, the weight of their skepticism crushing his spirit. In this moment, the entrepreneur faces a critical choice. He can succumb to the pressure, allowing his doubts to overwhelm him, losing his grip on his vision. Or he can dig deep, summoning his inner reserves of strength and fight back. He can reaffirm his belief in his product, in his team, in his plan. He can address the investors' concerns with clarity and conviction, demonstrating his understanding of the challenges and his ability to overcome them. He can turn the tide, transforming the skepticism into interest, the doubts into confidence. This is the essence of bending will to shape reality. It's about facing adversity head-on, refusing to be intimidated by the challenges, and persevering in the face of doubt. It's about harnessing the power of your mind to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. The investors represent the external forces that seek to derail you, to undermine your confidence, to prevent you from achieving your potential. They are the embodiment of the world's skepticism, its resistance to change, its inherent inertia. To succeed, you must learn to navigate these forces, to anticipate their moves, to counter their attacks. You must develop the mental fortitude to withstand the pressure, to remain focused on your goals, and to never give up. The entrepreneur who can bend his will to shape reality will not be deterred by the investor's skepticism. He will use it as fuel, as motivation, as a reminder of the challenges that lie ahead. He will refine his plan, strengthen his arguments, and redouble his efforts. He will emerge from the room stronger, more resilient, and more determined than ever. This is the essence of mental mastery, the ability to control your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, even in the face of extreme pressure. It's about transforming adversity into opportunity, doubt into determination, and skepticism into success. The world is full of challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. But with the right mindset, the right skills, and the right level of determination, you can overcome anything. You can bend your will to shape reality and achieve your dreams. The trap lies in believing that the world owes you anything. The weak expect opportunity to be handed to them, served on a silver platter. They whine about unfairness, about being held back, about circumstances beyond their control. They see themselves as victims, blaming external factors for their failures. This victim mentality is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It disempowers them, robbing them of their agency and their ability to take control of their lives. They become passive observers, waiting for something to happen instead of actively creating their own reality. They fall prey to instant gratification, seeking quick fixes and easy solutions. They are unwilling to endure the discomfort and the sacrifice required to achieve lasting success. They chase shiny objects, constantly distracted by the latest trends and fads. They lack the discipline to stay focused on their goals, to resist temptation, and to persevere through adversity. Their minds are like unkempt gardens, overgrown with weeds of negativity, doubt, and self-pity. They are easily swayed by the opinions of others, lacking the inner conviction to stand their ground and to defend their beliefs. They fear criticism, avoiding challenges that might expose their weaknesses. They are content to remain in their comfort zones, never pushing themselves to grow and to evolve. They settle for mediocrity, accepting a life of quiet desperation. They envy the success of others, resenting their achievements instead of learning from their experiences. They are consumed by fear of failure, paralyzed by the possibility of making mistakes. They lack the courage to take risks, to step outside their comfort zones, and to pursue their dreams. They are trapped in a cycle of negativity, constantly reinforcing their limiting beliefs and their self-defeating behaviors. They fail to understand that success is not a destination, but a journey. It requires constant effort, relentless dedication, and unwavering commitment. It demands that you embrace challenges, learn from your mistakes, and never give up on your goals. It requires that you develop the mental fortitude to withstand setbacks, to overcome obstacles, and to persevere through adversity. The weak are unwilling to pay the price. They seek shortcuts, hoping to bypass the hard work and the sacrifice required to achieve lasting success. They fail to realize that there are no shortcuts. The path to mastery is long and arduous, but it is the only path that leads to true fulfillment. They are deceived by illusions, believing that happiness can be found in external possessions or in the approval of others. They fail to understand that true happiness comes from within, from a sense of purpose, from a feeling of accomplishment, and from a deep connection to something greater than themselves. They are lost in the darkness, unable to see the light that shines within them. They have forgotten their true potential, their inherent power, and their ability to create their own reality. They have surrendered to their fears, their doubts, and their insecurities. They have allowed the world to define them instead of defining themselves. They have become victims of their own minds, trapped in a prison of their own making. They need to break free, to reclaim their power, and to start living a life of purpose and meaning. They need to understand that they are not defined by their circumstances, but by their choices. They have the power to change their lives, to overcome their challenges, and to achieve their dreams. But first, they must awaken from their slumber to recognize the trap that they have fallen into and to choose a different path. The path of self-mastery, the path of discipline, the path of unwavering commitment. To bend will to shape reality, you must first understand the raw material you're working with, yourself. This isn't about positive affirmations or wishful thinking. It's about surgical self-assessment, identifying every weakness, every fear, every insecurity that holds you hostage. These are the chains you must forge into weapons. Most people avoid this process, preferring the comfort of self-deception. They build elaborate justifications for their failures, blaming external circumstances or other people. They seek validation from the outside, hoping that praise will somehow fill the void within. This is weakness. This is surrender. True strength begins with ruthless honesty. You must confront your own darkness, acknowledge your limitations, and accept the responsibility for your own life. Only then can you begin to reshape your will, to mold it into an instrument of power. The first step is to dismantle the illusions that cloud your judgment. Society bombards you with messages designed to weaken you, to make you compliant and dependent. Advertisements tell you that you need to buy happiness, that your worth is measured by your possessions. Social media encourages you to compare yourself to others, to seek validation through likes and followers. These are traps. They are designed to distract you from your true potential, to keep you enslaved to the desires of others. To break free, you must cultivate a critical mind. Question everything. Challenge every assumption. Reject the narratives that don't serve your purpose. Develop your own code, your own set of values, and live by them regardless of what others think. This is the foundation of mental independence. Next, you must cultivate discipline. Willpower is a muscle that grows stronger with use. Start small with simple tasks that you can consistently accomplish. Make your bed every morning. Exercise for 30 minutes a day. Read for an hour before bed. These small victories build momentum, strengthening your resolve and creating a sense of control. As you become more disciplined, gradually increase the difficulty of your challenges. Push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Embrace discomfort. Learn to tolerate pain. This is how you forge an unbreakable will. The world will try to break you, to wear you down with its relentless demands and its constant distractions. But if you have cultivated discipline, you will be able to withstand the pressure. You will be able to stay focused on your goals, to resist temptation, and to persevere in the face of adversity. Furthermore, mastering your emotions is crucial. Emotions are powerful forces that can either propel you forward or cripple you with fear. Most people are slaves to their emotions, allowing them to dictate their thoughts, their actions, and their decisions. They react impulsively, without thinking, without considering the consequences. This is a recipe for disaster. To bend will to shape, you must learn to control your emotions, to channel them in a productive direction. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, but rather understanding them, accepting them, and choosing how to respond to them. When faced with a difficult situation, take a moment to breathe, to calm your mind, and to assess the situation rationally. Don't allow your emotions to cloud your judgment. Make your decisions based on logic, on reason, and on your long-term goals. Strategic thinking is also paramount. Every action should be deliberate, calculated, and aligned with your overall strategy. Don't drift aimlessly through life, reacting to whatever comes your way. Instead, define your objectives, create a plan, and execute it with precision. Anticipate obstacles, identify potential threats, and develop contingency plans. Learn to think several steps ahead, to anticipate the moves of your opponents, and to exploit their weaknesses. This is the essence of psychological warfare. It's about using your mind to gain an advantage, to manipulate the situation to your benefit. It's not about being malicious or cruel, but about being resourceful, adaptable, and always one step ahead. Cultivate detachment. The more attached you are to a particular outcome, the more vulnerable you become. If you believe that your happiness depends on achieving a specific goal, you will be easily manipulated by your fears and insecurities. Learn to let go of your attachments, to accept that things may not always go according to plan. This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams, but rather maintaining a sense of perspective, of understanding that your worth is not defined by your successes or your failures. When you are detached, you are free to act with clarity and purpose, without being hampered by fear or anxiety. You can adapt to changing circumstances, make difficult decisions, and persevere in the face of setbacks. Embrace solitude. The constant noise and distractions of modern life can erode your focus and weaken your will. To cultivate mental strength, you need time to be alone with your thoughts, to reflect on your experiences, and to reconnect with your inner self. Find a quiet place where you can escape the distractions of the world, whether it's a secluded room, a natural setting, or simply a few moments of silence each day. Use this time to meditate, to journal, to read, or simply to think. The more time you spend in solitude, the stronger your will become. You will develop a deeper understanding of yourself, a clearer sense of purpose, and an unwavering commitment to your goals. Finally, never stop learning. The world is constantly changing and you must adapt to survive. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, and seek out mentors who can help you grow and develop. Challenge yourself to learn new skills, to expand your knowledge, and to broaden your perspective. The more you learn, the more adaptable you will become, and the better equipped you will be to face whatever challenges come your way. The pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey, and it is essential for maintaining mental sharpness, for cultivating a strategic mindset, and for bending will to shape reality. The ability to learn, to adapt, and to evolve is the ultimate weapon. It is the key to unlocking your full potential and to achieving lasting success. Your will is not a static thing, a fixed attribute you are born with. It is a muscle, and like any muscle, it atrophies from disuse and strengthens under pressure. Each time you choose the harder path, each time you resist temptation, each time you push yourself beyond your perceived limits, you add density and power to that internal muscle. The small, daily choices matter. The decision to wake up early, to complete a difficult task, to stand up for what you believe in, these are the repetitions that build the iron will. It's not about grand gestures or extraordinary feats of heroism. It's about the accumulation of small victories, the consistent application of discipline in the face of the mundane. Understand the architecture of your own mind. What are your weaknesses? Where are your vulnerabilities? Everyone has them. Ignoring them is a fatal error. Knowing them is the first step to neutralizing them. Identify the triggers that lead to procrastination, the temptations that derail your focus, the fears that paralyze your action. Then, devise strategies to mitigate their impact. Create systems to shield yourself from distraction, to reinforce your resolve, to keep you on track when your inner saboteur whispers doubts. This is not about self-flagellation or dwelling on negativity. It's about pragmatic self-assessment, about understanding the terrain of your own inner landscape so you can navigate it with skill and precision. The world will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path, present you with temptations, and try to break your spirit. Expect this. Embrace it. See each challenge as an opportunity to forge your will further. Do not shrink from adversity. Lean into it. Welcome the discomfort, the uncertainty, the fear. These are the crucibles in which mental fortitude is created. Every time you overcome a challenge, you emerge stronger, more resilient, and more confident in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. This is not a passive process. It requires active engagement, a willingness to fight, and an unwavering belief in your own potential. Internalize this truth. You are the architect of your own destiny. No one else is coming to save you. No one else is going to hand you success on a silver platter. You must create your own reality through the power of your will. This requires absolute ownership of your thoughts, your actions, and your choices. Stop blaming external circumstances for your failures. Stop making excuses for your shortcomings. Take responsibility for everything that happens in your life, both good and bad. Only then can you begin to exert true control over your own fate. Only then can you bend will to shape reality. Now look inward. Identify the task you have been avoiding, the challenge you have been postponing, the decision you have